Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Short Play, a series of quick tours of games I like on a variety of platforms, new and old. Today we're looking at Satazius Next for Switch. This is a game that was originally released on PC in 2011 by a company called Astro, and it was brought west by New Media and Capcom, strangely enough, although Capcom seem to never talk about this game, which is rather odd. It was a digital-only release, which is perhaps partly why it's not so well known. Now this game was more recently reimagined and re-released for Nintendo Switch, both as an individual download from the eShop and as part of a limited run Shmup Collection or Shmup Collection by a company called Pixel Heart, who I've not come across before, but looking at their stuff online it seems they have quite a bunch of sort of very interesting physical releases for Nintendo Switch. So if you like rare, interesting and peculiar games, then yeah, check out Pixel Heart's website. There's some really cool stuff on there. Now, Satazius itself is a very obvious homage to Gradius, however you want to pronounce it, as you'll see when we come to start playing. But it's also got plenty of its own identity as well, and it's a real favourite shoot-'em-up of mine. So, let's go play Satazius Next. Okay, here we are with Satazius Next by Astro, the enhanced version of Satazius on Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure if this version has actually come out on anything else as well. I'm sure I saw some rumblings about a PS4 version at one point, but I haven't really looked into that. Okay, I'm going to bump it down to easy because I'm shit at shoot-'em-ups, but I enjoy them nonetheless. Now, this is where this game begins. So, you begin by picking your weapons. It's kind of Gradius style, but also not, because you have to unlock stuff as you go through. So I'm going to take this one that fires behind me because of the boss on this stage, and then you can select two sub weapons. I'm going to take this one and that as a barrage because I was running out of time. And you then begin. So yeah, it's pretty simple to control. You fire with the A button, move around, and you collect the various little power-ups along the way to upgrade your various different weapons. So you collect the red ones to upgrade your main weapon, collect the green ones to upgrade your sub-weapon, or the sub-weapon that you currently have switched on, that is, because you can switch between them, and yellow ones to upgrade your charge weapon. And aside from that, it's business as usual for the shoot-'em-up genre. Shoot stuff, avoid stuff, don't die. Occasionally pull off death-defying stunts, because we all love death-defying stunts. Now each stage also has a bunch of stars hidden throughout it, so the more of those you collect, the bigger the bonus you'll get at the end of the stage. So it's not an essential thing to do by any means. That's the charge attack there. Which is kind of like a bomb, but it just charges up over time rather than you having a limited stock of them. And you'll see that when you pick up power-ups that you're already full up on, you get bonus points. Oops! Right, let's try that again. So this is basically a boss. But before you can actually fight it, you have to proceed through this gauntlet of death, first of all, while he's firing stuff at you from behind. So this is why having the back-firing weapons is useful, because it means that when he fires weapons at you, you can actually shoot them down before they reach you. Which is useful, but you also need to make sure that you avoid the cavern walls and stuff along the way as well. Oops! Like that. Or not like that, rather. Alright, it's all good. We're going to do it this time. as with a lot of good classic shoot-em-ups, although this is obviously a more recent one, a lot of this game is about memorization. Learning the levels, learning the attack patterns, learning the cues that you need to watch out for. Learning when it's important to stay still. Oh, bollocks. No, I'm not going to continue there because that was the first level. So, anyway, let's just try that again, shall we? Let's take the same loadout. Actually, I will swap out my sub-weapons. Let's have these ones. I'll keep that charge weapon, though. So the main enhancements that this version has had over the original are the graphics, which are much better. Mostly in the backdrops. The sprites are actually pretty similar to the original, I think. But the backdrops are much more detailed. There's a lot more layers of parallax scrolling, more interesting stuff going on in the background. And the music is the other big thing. So there's some of the original music in here still, but stuff like the track you're hearing right now is all new for the next version. Because the original version had quite a sort of very much an acquired taste, sort of industrial soundtrack to it that wasn't terribly tuneful, but it was pretty effective for the effect it was trying to create. But I personally much prefer the soundtrack that they did for this one, so... Oops. Lost my shield. Oh no! I suck so bad, I apologise. Oh, we did make it up to the boss already, though. Okay. Right, let's try not to fuck this up this time. You see, there's a lot of those stars hidden in this chase sequence. So that's another thing that you'd have to learn if you wanted to get the highest possible score in the level. So there's a lot to this game. I mean, just surviving it in the first place is challenging enough, but then if you want to really master it, there's a lot of stuff that you're going to need to learn and figure out and be able to apply that knowledge. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I have played this game before, I promise. It just has been a little while since I've invested a lot of time into it. Apparently, I am hella rusty. Okay, we're getting a good rhythm going now. Just be ready for that one that's a slightly different height. There's that one. And then the floor of the tunnel coming back up again, which is now. See, I'm learning. Or remembering, I should say, more accurately. Give me some stars. Right. Now we fight. Or I just throw a charge attack at you and you die. Satisfyingly. I got 5 stars, so that's 5 times 5,000 points, and I've unlocked a new weapon, which is the lasers. So I can then choose to take that instead if I want to. Let's take that just to see what it does. And let's take this one and this one. So there is probably a best combination of weapons for each stage, but that is not something that I have reached a point where I need to worry about just yet. Well, the laser's doing quite nicely on this stage at cutting through those big groups of enemies. I always thought this game was a bit of a trial by fire, really, because that first stage is pretty tough. And the subsequent stuff is actually a bit easier, so it's kind of sort of setting expectations up front about what it's going to be asking you to do. Which, I don't know, I'm in two minds about. It's, on the one hand, it works quite well. It sort of, it gives you a, you must be this skilled to play. I don't know if I want to say barrier of entry, because you can overcome that first level with just a bit of practice, as you've seen today. So even with me being a bit rusty at this game, I still overcame that first level just by learning what was going on. Recognizing what I was doing wrong. And then acting on it. So this stage is a good example of one of the things I like about this game, which is that the stages are very tall in a lot of cases. There's a lot of vertical space for you to move up and down, which gives quite a strong feeling of exploration, almost. Which is really cool in stages like this that are set in space. Because when you think about it, there's no real reason for or no real logical reason for a space stage to confine you where you should be going. It's purely a gameplay consideration. But sort of the openness that you feel in these levels is really cool. It gives you this nice sense of freedom and a feeling that you really are flying through the vastness of space and shooting things. Much as we've been doing since the very dawn of gaming. Do like the music in this stage. I also really appreciate the fact that most of the sort of larger enemies in this game you can blow bits off. That's always something I really enjoy. There's some really satisfying big explosions in this game and bits falling off, and you can shoot turrets off, and yeah, there's just something inherently very satisfying about this game that I really like. I've always really liked it ever since I first played the PC version. And so I was really happy and really excited to see this get a Switch release. And even more so when I discovered that it was an enhanced version. Because this is a great game, and it's not one that I see talked about that much. As there are shoot 'em ups that we all know the name of, that we're all very familiar with. But there's a lot of games from more recent years that are very much deserving of your time and attention. And just for one reason or another, they don't get as much attention. I'm going to keep that laser, actually. I'm enjoying that, and I'm going to keep that. And let's switch to that and see what that does. So I've maxed out all my one sub-weapon, so I may as well switch to this one. Okay, so these are missiles that shoot out little shockwaves. And I guess those shockwaves will get bigger as we upgrade the green. Laser was a good choice. Yeah, because it's piercing, it's cutting through all these oncoming enemies, which is really helpful. And the shockwave missiles seem to be quite a good choice in here as well, because they're making taking out a lot of those ground targets much easier. Because it means you don't have to hit them directly. Alright, laser is maxed out. Yeah, those shockwaves are definitely getting bigger with each level of green that we pick up. That's good. 3 stars. Very nice. Bonus points. Oh, I lost my shield. There'll be another one. It's fine. Hopefully there'll be another one. Can we not destroy that? Apparently not. We just have to make it retract. Oh shit. Oh no! Death. I think you lose 2 levels from your weapons when you die. So it's not quite like Gradius where you lose everything. Which can often put you into what appears to be an unwinnable situation. But it does provide you with some consequence for messing up. Might be worth switching back to these. There we go. Oh, that's a speed down. We know on that. Why would you do that? Oh, I remember this bit. This bit is quite nasty. But cool. Uh-oh. I've made an error. Oh, no, I haven't. Okay. Oh no, I hit the speed down. I know what's coming. See? You need to learn the levels. To be fair, you do get plenty of advance warning of that. It's just, you might not know what the large glow at the top of the screen is. Oops! That was dumb. Right, don't do that again. It's a boss I can't beat by just using a charge attack, because my charge attack is not charged because I died. Give me a minute though. Now it's charged. There we go. Alright, another new weapon. What have we got this time? I guess that's some sort of missile that explodes. Well, obviously all missiles explode, but I think this is one that sort of does a missile command style explosion that you want to catch people in. Yes. Okay, not convinced that's going to be the best idea, but we'll see. We'll give it a chance. Might be good for dealing with groups of enemies. Oh god. They're everywhere. Does seem to be quite powerful, which is good. When combined with those shockwave missiles, that's pretty effective against situations like this, certainly. Oops. Didn't even see what hit me there. Must have been one of those laser bolts that I didn't see. Oh no, it was clearly that. How did I not see that? Or was it that? I don't even know anymore. Lost my shield just in time to get a new one. This is the other thing I like about this game, is it's the challenge isn't just from enemy patterns. There are environments to navigate as well. So you need to actually know the routes through the levels and the areas you need to watch out for, and what pickups and stuff are in what direction. There's no way to get stuck in a dead end as far as I'm aware. But there are plenty of places where you can make life a lot easier for yourself by going a specific direction. Oops! That's unpleasant. Okay, we've been going for 23 minutes, so let's have one more continue, and then we'll call it a day. Let's go for the laser again. And we'll take that one, and we'll take the shockwave missiles again, because I like them. I like the checkpointing system in this, because it strikes a good balance between punishing you for fucking up, and allowing you to make meaningful progress. Which I think is important, because it's very easy to get demoralised with a game like this if it keeps pushing you back. Oh dear. Remember what I said about not being able to get caught in a dead end? Apparently you can. Yeah, it's very easy to end up... That continued didn't count. Lasers. Show me things. I've lost all the power in them now. That's upsetting. Right. Right, we can sneak through there before that horrible thing pushes the block into our path. This is a nasty little sequence if you don't have the right weapons as well. I guess you could argue there's sort of an element of almost Mega Man about this. About knowing what the right weapon for each situation is and remembering to take the right weapon with you for different stages. Oh dear, charge attack didn't do much that time, did it? Oh, I remember this one. Yes, you do something unpleasant in a minute, don't you? What is it you... That's one thing that you do that's quite unpleasant. Oh, but you weren't... You're not so tough. Now the new weapon. Which is another sub-weapon. Keep the laser, because I like that. And let's try this. And see what it does. Ooh. That's rather fun. I still like the homing shots for the popcorn enemies, but that certainly gives you quite a wide firing arc. Which is nice. Ah, power-ups. Lovely power-ups. Oh, I love you, sir. And yes, those waterfally things do push you down if you get in them. They don't kill you, though, which is nice. Because there's a lot of stuff in this game that does kill you, so it's always nice to come across something that doesn't kill you, but just has an effect that you need to be aware of. This one does have some dead ends, you'll notice. But you do have plenty of time to see them come... Oops! You do have plenty of time to see them coming up, at least. So it's not like you pick a path and then suddenly 10 minutes later you discover that you went the wrong way. There are just situations that you need to get out of quickly. Oh, that looks like it might be unwise, but I'm doing it. I'm going for it. Right, so we want to stay away from the floor, really, when we're entering those waterfall-y things. I have no idea how waterfalls are working in space, but are we in space or are we inside something? We might be inside something. Speeding up. And things coming from behind. On the stage that I didn't bring the things that shoot backwards. I guess the homing shots shoot backwards sometimes. Seems to be a bit hit or miss as to whether they actually shoot backwards, though. As long as you give them plenty of time to arc around and hit stuff, you should be fine. See, this is what I mean by the interesting level design. There's sort of large sequences where you have to fly specific routes rather than just moving up and down to dodge things. It really adds a lot to this game. It sort of feels like it's taking inspiration from places other than just Gradius as well. So, like those sort of diagonally moving segments, they remind me very much of Vanguard by SNK. That was a very early SNK game and a personal favourite.
if only for its gratuitous use of the Star Trek and Flash Gordon themes before anyone apparently knew what copyright was. Ooh, this is unpleasant. But you're going to get a charge shot right in your face any moment now. That didn't appear to achieve much, unfortunately. Okay, it's just a two-part boss. Nothing to worry about. Definitely nothing to worry about. Oh no. Have we got a boss rush on our hands? I think we might have a boss rush on our hands. I wonder if this is the end, and I've never actually finished this. Yes, I tend to try and avoid credit feeding my way through shoot-em-ups. But like I say, I feel the way the structure and mechanics of this game works, they kind of make it feel like you are still achieving something. And that you are still being challenged. So, I don't know. Charge shot. Next, please. Oh, this is quite nasty. Ouch. Oh, I gotta do all that again. Nope. Nope, because I can just fly into a thing that was clearly visible. Give me stuff. Oh, that's nice. You pick up from where you left off, rather than having to do the whole thing again. That's very generous. But again, also demanding that you do improve to a certain degree. Any more? Nope, we're done. Okay. Another new weapon. Stick with the laser. Stick with that. I'm going to go back to the shockwave missiles. And it's... No, I'm going to stick with this for now. That is reliable. I know how it works. Regardless of if we nearly finish this, like I say, this is our last credit for now. Because I don't want to go on for too long. Especially after last week's epic Carrier Command marathon. That was worth it though, I enjoyed that. Please tell me we can fly through there. Good. Whee! Time for these bad boys. Yeah, these are great in confined spaces. And for dealing with awkwardly positioned turrets and the like. It's because you can just find them sort of vaguely near what you're trying to destroy and it will still take them out. Oh no! Right, well, you know what I said. That's that. That is the end of our Satazius adventure for now. But yeah, check this out. You can buy it individually on Nintendo Switch, or you can pick up the Shmup Collection as a physical release from Pixel Heart. I don't know if it's still available or not, but it was certainly quite a limited release. Or I believe there's a download of the Shmup Collection as well, so you can just get that digitally if you want to as well. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.